So my list is a Wolfman sandwich. So it begins. The bread is the 2010 Wolfman.
She exerts enormous power, doesn't she?
Do you believe in curses?
And then it ends with the 2025 Wolfman. And the 2010 Wolfman is an adaptation of the original movie, which I thought was based off of a book, but it's not. It's its own original idea. And the very basic plot of it is uh, Lawrence Talbot's brother is mysteriously been killed, and he goes back to his home, which he has left, and he to see his estranged father and investigate what has happened to his brother. And in the midst of it, he discovers that there is a werewolf amongst him, and he gets accidentally bitten and thinks he's a werewolf, and they commit him to a mental institution. And the guy's like, if you turn into a werewolf, I will sue, or you'll turn into a werewolf as soon as I grow wings and fly out that window.
Not become a werewolf. Any more than I will sprout wings and fly out of that window.
And that instantly became Chekhov's window, where you knew that he was going to go through that window. One of the funniest things I ever watched.
Some point, somehow, some way, he was going through that window.
The first time I watched this, I watched it with my dad, and I'll never forget him leaning and going, "That man is definitely going to sail through that window." Sure enough, he turns into a vampire and he sails right through the window, gets impaled on spikes. This movie is gloriously violent. If you want to see a werewolf just tear men apart in the most gruesome, bloody way he possibly can, it is deliciously violent. It's where I learned that the classic Universal style werewolf, he has a particular look to him, and this one is very definitely an adaptation of that. It's also got Anthony Hopkins in it, and big spoiler alert, you find out that midway that Anthony Hopkins is the werewolf. He traveled to some far off country, got bit by a boy, caught lycanthropy, and became a werewolf. And up until recently, he accidentally killed the main character, Lawrence Talbot's mother, and ever since then he's locked himself away. And he became infatuated with the love interest of the movie, and the brother wanted to take her away from him, so he got drunk, mad, and killed the brother, and has realized that he's accepted the beast part of him, and has decided that he's just going to let himself turn into a werewolf every full moon and kill people indiscriminately. And there's a big fight between him and the main vampire at the end, where the Anthony Hopkins vampire randomly tears off his shirt. For no reason. He just tears off his shirt. He's standing there and they're posturing up, and just for no reason he's like, and he only does it so you could tell which vampire or which werewolf is which when they fight each other in the final fight. It's the only reason. It's the only reason why he takes off his shirt. Otherwise, there's no reason for it. But it's a very fun movie. It's like, if you like, don't find, at least in this context, I didn't find it particularly frightening or scary, or like there are, I guess, a couple of jump scares that might be effective to somebody who finds werewolves scary, I guess. But it's more fun in the sense that it's a great, cartoonishly over the top, bloody and violent movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I've been a rampant apologist for it for years. I know it's a poorly received movie. I don't care. I still like it. That is Jordan. Do you remember The Wolfman?
No, not really.
No, you don't remember this movie?
Sort of something that I've become aware of as I've watched a lot of these kinds of movies. They're not memorable to me for the most part.
Fair enough.
There are some which are, but they have to kind of do a lot to become memorable to me.
This
Mostly, they're just generic monster movies.
this went, if it wasn't ultra violent, then I probably wouldn't remember it. But it goes into my back catalog of movies I enjoy because they're violent. So remember Immortals?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah.
Enough that I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like it's just one of those movies where it's like, yeah, or Crank, where you put it on because it's
Yeah,
over the top
like
and violent.
it's good bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's slop.
This is not slop, but it's just
like no, but those kind of movies.
it is
That's what you're
otherwise
describing.
a fairly
Popcorn. It's popcorn
flick.
movie.
Yeah, it's otherwise a fairly by the numbers Victorian era supernatural thriller that isn't very memorable if not for the extreme violence. Anyway, that's the Wolfman.
Lie before you. Run free. Kill or be killed. It is glorious, isn't it?
My final movie and my closing bread of my Wolfman
Your climax, if you will.
of my no, because you remember this is a Wolfman sandwich. So this is the bottom part of the Wolfman
Oh,
sandwich.
it's not a vampire, so it's
No,
not.
no,
it's
no,
not
no,
a
it's not.
climax.
It's not horny. No, this movie's not horny.
No. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this movie, Jordan. It is not horny. I could say that confidently. Wolfman 2025, not horny. This is Wolfman 2025, by the way.
Ginger? Ginger, are you okay? Look at me. Look at me. So, are you hurt? Are you hurt? Are you okay? Hey, we gotta get out of this thing. Hey, no. Don't move. Climb up through the window right there. You can do it. You'll be okay. You okay? We have to leave right now. Run.
This is directed by, so this is not a sequel, but it's the same creative team who created that Invisible Man movie you watched. So it's directed by Lee Winnell, who is Adam in the Saw movie. He also wrote the Saw movie. It's produced by Blumhouse. It's a very small movie, much like the Invisible Man movie. There's not a bunch of huge set pieces, and the basic plot of it is, there's a guy who when he was a kid, he lived with his dad in a cabin in the woods, and they're on a hunting trip, and they see, well, what the dad says is the wolf guy. They have a name for it, but basically he sees the Wolfman, and he's on the radio with his friend. He's like, "I saw him. I know he's real. We need to get him to save our boy." And the movie opens up with opening text that says that in 1995 there's some sort of illness that went amongst the wildlife, and somebody disappeared. And so the dad's like, I found the thing, and then the movie cuts to 30 years later, and it's one of those movies where you could tell exactly what's gonna happen because everything that happens because of the plot. So you're like, actually, that's not true. At the beginning, the one thing that they didn't, I thought for sure was going to come back, is they mentioned at the beginning, they're like, "Oh, there's these mushrooms that kill you if you eat them," and I thought for sure
those mushrooms.
I thought for sure that they were going to be Chekhov's mushrooms, and they were going to come back, and someone was going to eat the poisonous mushrooms, but no, that never came back. But like it's stuff. Okay, so cuts to 30 years in the future, and there's a husband, mom, a dad, and a wife, and a kid, and the the wife is too busy. She's a journalist. She's too busy for her family, and the son's a writer, and he's kind of a stay-at-home dad. And they find out that his dad has died, and so obviously, okay, well, the dad died. He just disappeared. He's obviously the Wolfman. It's really obvious. It's really obvious he's the Wolfman. And the big thing was they see the Wolfman, but it's the day. Like, it's during the day when they first see the Wolfman at the beginning of the movie. And they get away from it. And the only reason why they get away from it is because the Wolfman gets distracted by a deer. And it's one of those irritating movies.
But Justin, Wolfman can't be there during day. Wolfman only there during full moon.
Exactly. That's gonna be my point. Hang on to that thought. They only get away from it because it gets distracted by a deer, and they manage to get away from it. So yeah, so it cuts to like 10 years later, and the dad has died, and the family's kind of sort of falling apart. And there's a point where the dad gets mad at the kid and yells at her. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but when you get in trouble, I lose my temper, and I whatever." And you're like, well, it's very clear that when he starts to turn to a werewolf, or he starts to become a werewolf, he's gonna act like a dick, and like, because they've like foreshadowed it. It's just really on the nose, obvious foreshadowing. And so they go to travel up to where the dad lived, and they run into like a childhood friend of his, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, the road that to get up to your dad's place is closed. I can show you the way to get up there now." And he goes to get in the car, and the wife's like, "No, absolutely not." And he gets in, and it's like they go to drive to the house, and they see the Wolfman standing there, and to avoid hitting him, they go, "Ah!" and they run the truck off the road, and it crashes. And it's just one of those moments where, like, oh, this is only happening because somebody read the script and went, why don't they just drive away? And so we need to get rid of the car and remove the car as a means of escape. So they need to get into a car crash. So they gets in car crash. And then, yeah, the guy that they're with, he gets snatched by the werewolf. They manage to get away back to the house. And in the escape, he gets scratched. And the rest of the movie is him slowly turning into a Wolfman. So, like, it starts off with he initially, like, he can't understand her because his senses are so heightened. The wife, she can't understand him. Like, they're trying to talk to each other, and he's slowly becoming a Wolfman. And the Wolfman that attacked, like, he nearly attacks them, so he tries to escape. And the Wolfman that's been attacking them bursts in and attacks them. And again, it turns out it's the dad. Big shock. And he kills him, and yeah, he tries to escape. And there's this like running bit where he's like, "Oh, you read my mind," and he goes, "Oh, you're worried about me, or you love me, or whatever." He's like, "Ah, you read my mind." So it gets to the end, and he's like fully turned into the werewolf, and he's like, yeah, he's in pain, and he wants to be put down, and so they put him down, and the movie ends with he dies. And it's really quite, it's one of those, like, they make him into such a nice, reasonable guy at the beginning of the movie. So it's one of those movies where, like, he's almost too nice and too reasonable. And you know it's a movie called The Wolfman, so you know he's probably going to turn into the Wolfman. And every wolf, like the other one, the beginning half of our Wolfman sandwich also ends with him dying. Like, it's just weird how, like, every version
because there's no
ends with him dying.
It's because the only cure for turning into a werewolf is a silver bullet.
Not according to Alvin and the Chipmunks, it's not.
Yeah, well, that's because they didn't want Theodore to die.
They want Theodore to die. But I
The
would say
chipmunk is profitable, Justin. They're not going to kill that adorable little thing.
he's not like I would say there's some genuinely like ups. There's a point where like she wraps his bandages up, and like he peels them off, and like a wounded animal starts to chew at his own injury, and I'd like stop it, please.
Stop it.
Some of the body horror is legit upsetting, but it's really slow, and it takes them entirely too long to show you the werewolf. Like, you don't get to see the werewolf till like an hour in, and also it's not technically a werewolf. Like they treat it reads more zombie than it does werewolf, because it's like
But Justin, once and for all, can you confirm or deny, were you the werewolf?
I was not the werewolf.
You have it here, ladies and gentlemen, once and for all. He was not
But
the
like,
werewolf.
yeah, the Wolfman is like around during the day. Like he exists like every night, basically. Like the change seems to be like a more of a disease, like more of a permanent disfigurement or disease. Like, again, they treat it more equivocally to zombie than werewolf. It's not like he's turning into a werewolf midnight. This movie all largely takes place in one location, the cabin, and over the course of one night. So yeah, it's not like he's slowly becoming affected by turning into a werewolf, like a regular, like most versions of the werewolf story is like they become an aggressive asshole, and that's not what this is. It's more, honestly, it reads more like he's a Wendigo.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
From like, it reminds me way more of the Wendigos from
Until Dawn.
Thank you, Until Dawn. That's what it really reminded me of. Yeah, it was all right. It was, I guess it was a lot smaller budgeted. In terms of Wolfman movies, that 2010 one's still my favorite though. That one's solid. This was all right. That one's good. That one's fun. I would recommend that. This, if you're looking for if you're like it's really slow and the pacing's kind of bad, but if you like body horror, I don't like body horror, so like watching his fingernails peel off did nothing for me. Yeah, no. And watching his, like, there's a point where the transformation is complete, and he like pulls his jaw apart so it looks more wolf-like. Like, gross. That's it. That's the Wolfman. Hey everybody, it's Endcard Justin here. Let me know, did you enjoy the Wolfman sandwich? Have you seen either of the parts of the Wolfman sandwich? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast that is from our Monster Mash special, click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave us a like. That helps us out too. We will see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.